Good morning. This is Greg Flanagan. Fridays with Flanagan every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time across one of our great social media channels for as long as they last, I guess. We're, I don't have a lot of faith in social media right now. With everything happening, people being taken off, people being put on, the whole Reddit thing, how far do we let this go? So, every Friday we try to bring you some kind of value to help you along your journey to being a successful real estate agent, a better person. It's a daunting task because on Tuesdays my assistant says, "Hey Greg, what are we going to talk about?" I'm like, "Whoa, there's only one thing to really talk about right now in a low inventory situation, and that's getting listings. How are we going to get listings? Where are they going to come from? What are the skill levels that we need to get listings?" It's probably the most important thing. Everybody's got a buyer. Right now, if you're paying a lot of money for buyers, well, I don't know. I feel sorry for you. You can find a buyer around every curve, every turn. Just stop and have a conversation with anybody and say, "Hey, what are your needs for real estate this year? What are your goals?" And they're going to give you a conversation on it. And I'm big on conversations. I'm big on discovering, what is on people's minds. I believe that everybody has a real estate conversation. We just have to go in there and find it. And we do that by using the Ford method, which we've discussed in the past couple of episodes. And, one of the things in Ford, when you're talking to them, it's about their dreams, right? That last D. And a lot of people want to move. And in these markets, and I think I can say this across the nation anyway, in these markets, finding the right house, the biggest objection is, "Greg, I would love to move, but I can't find the right house and I don't want to be homeless. What happens if? What if?" And those are big questions. So have those conversations with the dream. With the dream is the last one. What would it look like if you did move? And have them tell you, okay, and go into your needs analysis from there. That to me is probably your most lucrative and easiest conversation to have because it's just a conversation. The next three things that we're going to do, what's your strategy for taking more listings this season is the title of this. And we're going to talk about three strategies. Are they new? Are they groundbreaking? Do I have new technology? No. The answer is I don't. Okay. What we do have is a paradigm of you got to work. Okay. In our market alone, I don't know about yours, but in our market alone, we have over 7,000 agents, they're telling me. I think it's more like 6,500. Of those 6,500, 90% don't sell more than 2 or 3 houses. Okay. The 10% are the ones that are selling houses. And what are they doing? What are they doing successfully to sell those houses? Well, I can tell you obviously the first thing they're doing is their sphere of influence, past clients and database. Okay, so that's always your mainstay. That's your pillar. That's your foundation of everything you do. If you're not talking to your people on a daily basis, whether on the phone, through emails, through social media, through videos like this, using BombBomb or StreamYard or whatever you're going to use, then you're really not getting out to your people. That's where 80% of your business is going to come from. And it's not them. Don't get me wrong. It's not about your people selling their home. What's the question we're looking for? "Hey, Mr. Buddy, pal, past client, I understand that you're going to stay where you are for the next 10 years because we've already discussed that over the months. Who else do you know that's talking about or considering buying, selling, or investing in real estate?" And that's the conversation you have to have with them. Those are the questions you have to ask. I have a small, intimate sphere script that I use, which if you put your email in here or DM me, we'll send you a copy of it. Or you can go to Power Onward Masterminds, sign in there, and it'll give you that copy also. And it's a script that we we use, it's more, to me, it's not a script anymore. It's because what I say, right? Hey, Bob, how you doing? It's Greg. Everything good? You got a minute for a little business? Sure, I do. Listen, as you know, market's real tight right now. Don't have any inventory. Who do you know that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Have you talked to anybody, any parties or Zooms? How's church going? Anybody in church? Anybody at bowling league? Anybody at baseball games? These are things you have to have the conversation on. Oh, nobody? Okay, would you keep me in mind just in case they have? Yes, it was. And you're off the phone. It's a 2 or 3 minute conversation. They know you're calling. They expect it. They will help you out. Your entire thing about calling your sphere and your past clients is top of mind, familiarity, and them knowing that, oh, it's Greg, and he's going to call me. Now, does some of my people not answer their phone? Yeah, they do. They see my number, they go, oh, he's going to ask if I know anybody looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Here's the thing. They know that. And they know that's me calling. They still talk to me when they need me, but they know that I'm connecting with them, right? I am there. I'm the one. 80% of NAR stats, right? National Association of Realtor stats. I think the last time 86% said 86% of respondents, clients, said that they would use the same real estate agent again. Only 16% actually use it. Why is that? It's because we don't make those telephone calls. So do yourself a favor, whether you're a new agent or somebody that's got 30 years on the job, get back into your sphere, get back into your database. If you don't have a database, go for the cheapest one you can find. Because I'll tell you what, it's not about the CRM. It's about using the CRM. You've got to use the CRM. What's the best database? The one you use, right? How many times have you heard that? So that's always the foundation. The next thing up, it's a little easier than the last thing, but the next one up is open houses. Greg, there's no houses on the market, blah, blah, blah. You're right. Houses are coming on, and real estate agents are selling them that same day. Who's that good for? Who is that good for? Excuse me. A lot of people don't have a system of putting homes on the market. And a lot of real estate agents, the non-listing real estate agents, are always looking for an open house. Saturday, Sunday, open house. Saturday, Sunday, open house. Why is it always Saturday, Sunday, open house? What's wrong with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 to 6 before it gets sold, before it goes on the market, right? As a listing agent, I have a system to put houses on the market on Tuesday and not allow anybody in until Friday. And it's a simple reason why. Number one, I want to expose it to the market for my client to make sure that all people that were looking have the opportunity to see that house and to see that it is listed. It's very important to them because that's how you're going to get the highest price. And believe me, 5 days versus 1 day, there's a big difference of people who look at that. There's a big difference. What happens when you put a house on the market? You take the first offer, especially in a seller's market like we are today. What happens? I'll tell you what happens. They don't get the highest price because there's always a doubt that there was somebody coming in there the next day that would offer more money or better terms, or especially in this market, allow you to stay for 90 days while you look for another house, right? Raise your hand if that's happened to you. These are things you have to do. So get yourself a system, put it on the market on Tuesdays, hold off showings until Friday. Friday, you've got the real estate agents coming in, and they're going to show the house. Let them know right up front. Don't hide anything. Let them know right up front that you are going to have open houses Saturday and Sunday. And people go, oh, I want an open house between 11 and 1. Well, that's 2 hours out of a 24-hour period, out of a 10-hour period that have possible showings. What about the poor guy who's going to Lowe's in the morning? Mom has got him doing all the the honeydew list. He passes the house by. He goes, oh, I got to go to Lowe's. I got to do this. Come back. By the time he gets back, gets done with lunch, the house is closed. Again, you knocked out another guy that didn't want to do the house. What else did you knock out? The opportunity to take an unrepresented buyer. Okay, the opportunity to take an unrepresented buyer. So here's the same thing. So you put it on the market on a Tuesday. What's stopping you from doing an open house on Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, 4 to 6? You get the people coming home from work. You get the moms or the dads coming home before they get home. They go, oh, you know what? I want to stop in that house and look. Now, this is not only you got a buyer looking, but maybe you have the neighbor looking going, I wonder what John's selling his house for. I'm going to stop in. Curiosity, right? Nosy neighbor. And you're there standing there going, hey, welcome to my open house. Are you a neighbor or you're looking to purchase a house in the next couple of days? Well, actually, I'm the neighbor next door. Really? Are you here looking for pricing? Are you considering selling your home? Well, actually, we were considering selling your home. Go back to NAR and statistics. The average person selling their home interviews one agent. If you're the agent sitting in that house on a Tuesday night between 4 and 6, and you get a neighbor come in and you try to sell him this house, it's not what he's there for, right? He's there to compare his house to this house and how much can he get for his house. Your conversation needs to be around his house, not this house, okay? Go into them. Everybody wears a sign around their neck. Zig Ziglar came out. I'm important. Talk to me, right? So start talking to this person about selling his house. Great way to do it. You've got 3 days, 4 days to finish up that system on listing on a Tuesday and selling on a Sunday. Just drop me a line. We can talk about it. So open houses between 4 and 6. Look for the buyers. More importantly, look for the sellers. Look for the listings. Okay, that's where you're going to find listings. So we've got sphere of influence, past clients. We've got open houses between 4 and 6. Now, the toughest one to do is knocking on doors, right? Knocking on doors. Everybody goes, oh, I've tried knocking on doors and it doesn't work. And I say BS. It works wonders. The problem is you tried it. You didn't implement it as a strategy. You tried to go out there. What does try mean? I went out once, I knocked on the door, and nobody wanted to answer the door. Okay, that's fine. Did you go out a second time? Or you went out, you knocked 20 doors, you talked to 2 people. And you said, well, that really didn't work. I only talked to 2 people. That's 10% of the doors you knocked on. That's a dang good return if you're talking to 10% of the people that are calling in. So let me give you some strategies here. Of course, you want to go after the low-hanging fruit. FSBOs, for sale by owners, for those who are new to the business. FSBOs, expired listings, not only expired that expired yesterday, because that's a low-hanging fruit that every real estate agent is jumping on. Go back a year. See if that house hasn't sold. Look for expireds between a certain date range. Okay, look for those expireds between that date range. And go back and knock on their doors. Carry something of value, right? Carry something of value, whether it's a CMA, a market analysis. Maybe it's, hey, Bob down the street just put his house on the market and sold it within 7 days. Possibly it's your pre-listing package. Okay, if I've got a small book I carry that just goes down through and shows what we do for them as a customer. It's talking more about them than it is about you. They don't care about you. It's like I said, it takes one. They normally just do one agent, and it's first guy in the door, and you're the first guy in the door. So let's focus on them. Knocking on a door, bring something of value, have a good script. Greg, what's a good door knocking script? There's a bunch of them out there. If you want some, send us an email. I got a few. There are different segments of door. So you knock on the door, you get a non-decision maker. Hey, mom and dad home? No. Well, here's something for you, and here's something for them. Why are we giving the non-decision maker a small gift or a token? It's because they gave this. Hey, mom, dad, husband, wife, look what they gave me, and they gave you this. They're going to hand off. If you give them one piece of paper, they're going to look at it and go, "That's ain't for me," and they're going to throw it away and forget about it. So always bring something of, maybe a pen, maybe a notepad, something that they can use themselves. But look for the good conversations. Knock on those doors. A few years back, I'm going back 8, 9, 10, there was this thing called turbo knocking. What is turbo knocking, you said, Greg? Well, bear with me on this. So for sale by owners, they all don't live in the same neighborhood. If you're in a market like ours, it's, from my office, 25 miles and gets you just about everywhere you want to be. And we'll get you within 1 million people, 850 or so. So you go to the for sale by owner, and these days they all think they're brain surgeons. We know differently that they're going to get a higher sale price if they do use a real estate agent. You go to the FSBO, and you're standing out in my area. Let's say I go out to Knightsville, which is way out there. FSBO answers the door. I give him my routine. No thanks. Come back next week. Sure, I'll come back next week. I want you to stop and go to the other 10 doors right around them. This is called turbo door knocking, because if you're going to go from FSBO to expired, you're going to be bouncing around your territory because they're not all together. So you've got to make a strategy of how am I going to attack those people? What am I going to do once I get there? You got FSBO. So you got people that are interested in what this guy is selling his house for, right? They're all looking at him. He's selling his house. And just like any other home, when you do an open house, you knock this door, you knock 10 to the right, 10 to the left, 20 across. Or you can 5, and 10, whatever you want to do. But don't go out there and just knock on one door, get back in your car, and drive 20 minutes to the next one. Turbo knock, focus. We call it focus door knocking. I don't know if turbo knocking is a patented word or copyrighted, but focus door knocking. You're going to turn up, you're going to have conversations, and of course you're going to qualify those conversations and go through the entire process. What happens when you do meet somebody, right? You start building this. We have a couple of people that farm, and if you're doing a traditional farm, you're going to do an 8x8. You're going to get in there. You're going to make sure they know who you are. Eight touches in 8 weeks. Then you do a monthly mailer. You're going to do some door knocking. You're going to do some telephone calling. All that is part of a traditional farm. So what makes the FSBO focused turbo door knocking any different than a farm? Right? If you're in Knightsville and you door knock 10 people around a FSBO and 2 of those people start talking to you, guess what? They are part of your farm. Let's call it a FSBO farm. Okay, is that a good term? It's called a FSBO farm. Those are the people that you want to put on your farming system and follow up with, because those are the ones that responded. I can guarantee you, and I think some of the bigger teams will tell you, when they do the mass calling, okay, they get on a dialer and they're dialing through. They don't dial through that neighborhood again for another 6 months, because the same people next week are going to answer the phone this week. So they do, let's say Tuesday mornings, they dial the neighborhood. Thursday afternoons, they dial the neighborhood. Then they forget about it. They start their campaigns with the people that they contacted. And that's the same thing with a FSBO farm. Go out there, find the FSBOs, 5, 6, 7 a day. Find the expireds, 2, 3 a day. Whatever is out there, go out and door knock around them. Get the names and numbers, and start marketing to those people, because those are the people that responded to you. Any questions on that? Got that figured out? That's probably one of the toughest strategies out there, simply because it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. It is low-hanging fruit. And our definition of low-hanging fruit is somebody that has expressed a desire to sell in this market. And those are, recently expireds and for sale by owners. They raised their hand. They said, I want to sell. What else has been on your plate this week? That's about all I've got on that. I think it comes down to, knowing your scripts, obviously having the conversations all the time. It's a tough market out there. I think this morning I had 1,169 resales in our Charleston market, which is not a lot of homes, considering that About 250 of those are downtown, and 250 of them are outside the 3-county MSA. So, all right, if we don't have anything else, what's happening? Let me go into other things that are happening today. The Zillow purchase of Showing Time. Who cares? Does it affect you? Not if you're doing your job. Don't sweat it. They are a brokerage. So according to NAR, if you are a member of NAR, which 1.2 million of the 2 million people are, you cannot disparage that brokerage. So choose your words wisely and understand that they are in the business to top grade their agents, and that's what they're doing right now. They are building a super agent customer relationship. They're focused on the customer. They're not focused on the agent so much. They want the best agents to answer their calls, but they're focused on the customer, the consumer experience. Up your consumer experience, make it a white glove operation, treat them well, touch them often so that they don't leave you to go with somebody else. All right. Anything else? All right. Hey, stop by. We do this Fridays with Flanagan every Friday at 11 a.m. We try to bring you some value. I think we do bring you value. I get a lot of telephone calls and emails afterwards, and people that aren't on it right now, and they do watch. We will be opening our website. I think it's March 11th. PowerOnwardMastermind.com. Okay, all kinds of resources, all kinds of systems. The agent portal is going to be free. We decided that just yesterday. The agent portal is going to be free. And we have 5 other portals that you can go into and pick up systems and models and scripts, all kinds of different things. Whatever you need, we're there to help you. And what more can I say? But have a great week. 15 out of the last 17 days, we've had nothing but rain. We're looking for that big old yellow thing in the sky. Hopefully we get it soon. God bless. Be prosperous, and we'll see you next week.